Well, hello everybody and welcome back to the channel, friends. It's time to once again journey into those brand new stars as we watch Babylon 5, Season 1, Episode 5. Wait for this title, The Parliament of Dreams. Full disclosure, I am recording this immediately after I did Episode 4, not because I made the time, but because I had to do it. As soon as I saw the title, The Parliament of Dreams, I was sold. I was like, okay, clear the schedule. I've got to continue Babylon 5. I'm loving this series, my friends. If you could do me a quick favor, hit that like button, smash that subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. It greatly helps out a small channel and allows me to alert you next time we go live. And of course, if there's anything that we do that you would like early or in its full-length format, the link to our Patreon is in the description. Not a fan of Patreon? Stick with us here on YouTube memberships. You'll get all of our episodes about a day early, plus any bonus episodes we come up with. But my dear friends, all that is then and this is now, and now it's time for The Parliament of Dreams, Episode 5 of the very first season of Babylon 5. Prepare to engage maximum warp reaction. And away we go! Parliament of Dreams is absolutely badass, and I am in it.
Here for the sacred day of Shudag.
I don't care if you're the Easter Bunny, you're not bringing this on the station.
The maker of all things will not permit this.
Incredible makeup.
You test my faith.
And you're testing my patience. Now move on before I decide to flunk out.
So, I mean, what does he do? Just hold on to it until he leaves?
How about an entire week where every alien species on Babylon 5 was encouraged to demonstrate their dominant religious belief?
I know that actress. They do not shy away from going after topics like religion. They really, I mean, this is the second episode where we've had that mentioned in 5.
I'm thinking of sending her flowers right after Bonnie gets back.
I love it. Chakar's awesome.
So many fishies, but no one for me.
Fantastic.
Soon after supper is done.
I cannot tell you how many times that's happened to me.
This is Ambassador Jakar's quarters. This is Ambassador Jakar's table. This is Ambassador Jakar's dinner. Which part of this progression escapes you?
I am diplomatic courier to Pari. I just arrived on a ship from Homeworld.
To Pari. Is that a head? It looks like a pig's head. I might just be assigning a characteristic to it, but
It's been a long time, but I doubt you've forgotten your old associate Durrell.
Durak.
I am dying.
About time.
In fact, this recording, I will already be dead.
Cheers.
Oh my God, about time.
So will you.
Oh man, this show's getting better and better. Really enjoying it.
To prevent another war by creating a place where humans...
We haven't seen her for a while. Was it Delenn? It's been since the Soul Hunter episode, hasn't it?
The year is 2258. The name of the place is Babylon 5.
I'm getting chills now at the intro. That's a really good sign. So maybe a Jakar specific one? We've had him as like backup, you know.
You ruined my family's name and humiliated me before the council. Retribution was inevitable. I have ordered my considerable assets liquidated upon my death. The funds will be given to someone eminently qualified to kill you.
Wow.
Already, my agent is close to you. You will not know who.
Holy shit.
Diplomatic attaché Natal reporting for duty. Your new aide, Ambassador.
He just like kill her.
Commander, I just thought...
Apparently these things can last up to a week. Eating, purging, eating, purging.
Catherine's on board.
Catherine.
Mike,
Romantic
was she with anyone?
No, not that I could see.
or more? Like former like lover or like spouse? Thought that was Adira for a second.
Dylan!
Delenn's there. Good.
It's a celebration of life. It comes from a time in our world's history when two dominant species were fighting for supremacy.
Well, I mean, I saw a Narn back there, so I mean, it's an interesting.
And what happened to the Zon?
Dead, all of them, and good riddance. Do you know what the last Zon said just before he died?
Oh, come on!
Is that a here, or a cheers, or?
London. Tell me.
That's the most I've seen Susan smile.
In a world where every day is a struggle for survival, you need all the gods you can get.
Does Susan actually like Londo's company? Oh my God, hilarious.
Goddess of passion.
Kisses it on the ass.
Have I ever told you that you are very cute for a Mimbare? Oh, and you are cute too.
Hilarious.
Even me. But in purple, I am stunning.
He's out.
Commander, would you like some more? Commander.
The commander took the distraction as an opportunity to GTFO. Well, the best laid plans. She's not going to talk to you, dude. Let her go.
I didn't know you were in charge of the station until I got here. If I'd known, I wouldn't have come. I keep my promises, you know that.
Ooh.
How's Carolyn?
Good, last I heard. She and I went our separate ways about a year ago. She wanted me to quit and go into business with her as a trader, but...
Carolyn.
I'll let you and your pants get back to your business, and I'll get back to mine.
Great talking to you, Catherine.
This is my station, and I'm very proud of her. I'd like to show you around a little, if you have time.
This is how we get into trouble every 3 years.
Uh-oh.
The unfortunate accident with an airlock that caused the sudden demise of my first aide Kodath? Who did you say sponsored you to be my attaché?
Councillor Lidak, Fifth Circle.
Ah, then you must know his own sponsor, Durog.
Oh, no, I've never met him.
What would you say if I told you that Councillor Durog had hired someone to kill?
Durog or Durock?
How can you be sure there is an assassin on board? What if he only told you this to frighten you?
Yeah.
It is a tradition with the Thentamakor to leave a black flower near his victim as a warning so they can get their affairs in order. Have you received a death block?
Black flower?
No.
Then I wouldn't worry.
That would be a super prickish thing to send that message and then never have done any of that stuff. Oh my God, is that a flower? It's like The Godfather.
Ambassador, it is not my place to speculate on how anything gets into your bed. Your reputed fascination with Earth women, for instance.
Asking for help would require explaining why Councillor Durog wanted me dead.
Why does he?
My only concern is that it might compromise our standing in the negotiations. So we have to handle this quietly.
With the Centauri? Okay.
If you suspect that I'm involved, why are you telling me all this?
Earthers have a phrase: keep your friends close and your enemies closer. I believe they stole it from us.
He's probably left this station by now.
No ships for Narn have left since yesterday afternoon. He's still here. Finding him will be your first test.
Lanier of the Third Fane of Chitomo. I was sent?
Yes. I've been expecting you.
Lanier. Damn, I'm running out of notes. A lot of aides coming in.
To go from a simple novitiate to working with one of the Grey Council.
They speak highly of the Grey Council.
You can begin by promising not to mention the Grey Council again during your stay.
Ooh, that's right.
No one must find out.
But to deny the Council?
I'm denying nothing.
Just not mentioning it.
You will not use my title Satai. You will address me only as Dylan. Do you understand?
No.
I don't.
The Third Fane of Chitomo has served with honor for 500 years. I will not disappoint you, said Dylan.
There you go. Awesome.
You wish.
Oh, this guy, yeah.
Yes.
He can breathe it. He can breathe the air.
And you come to Negrath.
I need a bodyguard, someone who isn't from my own world.
Unless they knew he was going to go to this guy. Negrath.
Is this satisfactory?
We've met these guys before with the horns for noses.
You're out of uniform. I'd almost forgotten what you look like. Isn't this a breach of protocol?
I'm off duty.
Awesome. This is that high-end restaurant.
Half the time I'm with someone else, or you're with someone else.
The other half, the dance goes something like this. We meet, renew acquaintances, talk about old times at the academy.
Academy.
And we end up in bed together. And then you leave.
Or you leave. Last time it was you.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
No. Was it?
Listen, no harm, no foul, right?
We're not good for each other.
I know. It was always 3 parts passion, 2 parts tease with us, wasn't
Exactly.
Great chemistry, but no longevity.
it? How's your aunt?
How's your brother?
Let's get drunk.
And the 9 said, yes. Then do this in testimony to the one who will follow. And renewal, disguised as defeat.
I mean, leaning right into like heavy religious themes. I love it. I mean, talk about risky. Bold shit. Really bold shit.
You must put aside old things, old fears.
Take this cherry tomato.
The death of flesh, the death of pain, the death of yesterday.
I like Delenn's character a ton. And you talk about a lot of potential. Ton of potential.
For I am with you to the end of time.
Garibaldi, you eat some weird shit. I'm not convinced that you shouldn't eat that. Man, does she like him? There is a definite, like, she always, like, stops with Sinclair.
What in the world are you doing here? You were supposed to meet me at the Minbari's ceremony. Well,
He's dead. Holy shit. Wow, they are legit coming for you, Jakar.
You have no idea what he was doing here.
Yes, yes, look, we've already gone over all this.
Yours?
I was gonna say, don't go through my shit. And yes, they are.
And under the terms of our treaty, diplomatic quarters are considered foreign soil.
Diplomatic immunity.
And just let me say, Ambassador, from the bottom of my heart, hot pink is definitely your color.
Thank you. Throw it right back at him.
I'm already an hour late in bringing you to Ambassador Jakar, which gives us something in common. If you do not come with me, you will be the late courier to Pari.
I'm liking her. I like the idea of everybody having an assistant like Veer. I like that. It's a good dynamic.
Mineral content?
High levels of platinum, duranium, you name it, it's there.
Pick uranium.
You are entitled to a piece of the profit. And how's that look to you?
Sweet shit!
Well, we've got to catch our next flight back to Earth. I imagine you'll want to be celebrating your good fortune.
Good day, Miss Sakai. We'll see you back at the hub.
The hub. Keep up the good work. Sakai, Catherine Sakai.
The courier to Pari, Ambassador, as you requested.
Ah, good.
God, makeup is so good.
The message was from Counselor Durog.
Durog is dead! Someone had to give it to you on his orders. Who?
Counselor Shatoth.
The father of my attaché Natoth.
That's bullshit. That's a red herring, I think.
Battle with my peers, far on the ringing.
Listen to some little audiobook, little audible action.
Tennyson? Jeff, you've been caught on that one since the academy. An idle king doling unequal laws unto a savage race that hoard and sleep and feed and know not you.
Excellent.
I didn't know you'd memorized it.
I lived with you for a year. I didn't have much choice.
Catherine, I'm not sure this is a good idea.
What?
We just got over each other.
What?
Who says I got over you and you got over me? Don't just turn it off like a switch. I don't know anything anymore. I just didn't want to celebrate alone.
Keep your thing, man.
Don't send me away.
She reached out, man.
Don't make me feel like a fool.
I couldn't do that.
You're giving it your best shot, Jeff.
Fine, fine. Authorization granted.
I should go. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have come.
It's obviously over.
You can have the flower and I never...
Don't.
Don't touch me unless you mean it.
Complex relationships, religion. This is episode fucking 5. Unreal. Unreal how they're throwing us into this shit.
Our courier, Rudak, met with an unfortunate accident the day he was scheduled to leave.
What are you talking about? The courier is right here.
No fucking way.
And here we are, making the same mistakes all over again.
I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah. Future's not written.
Well, at least we have tonight. In a few hours, you'll be the busy commander again.
I'll be the rich-ass surveyor. What?
If you come within 10 feet of me while wearing them, you will experience pain such as you cannot conceive.
What do you want?
My orders are quite specific. You are to know pain.
Whatever you want, whatever you were paid, whatever the price, I can double it.
Yes.
That's not how this works.
To betray a commission would violate the spirit of the Thentamakur, and then they would have to kill me.
Thentamakur.
Ambassador? Ambassador Jakar!
I'm here to talk about my reassignment, you prick.
Re-establish contact with last transmission.
Confirmed. Stand by.
It's gonna be behind him. She'll see it.
Cry out, Ambassador. With luck, someone will hear you.
I would die before giving you that satisfaction.
Fuck yeah.
I knew you'd need complete privacy for this. So once I determined which of the transport tubes had suddenly broken down, it wasn't hard to figure out where you were.
Nice.
I'm your backup, Tapari. Hired to finish the job in case you fail.
I wasn't told about a backup.
Our orders were to prolong his discomfort every moment until the deadline.
And what would you recommend?
Not off.
At your service, Ambassador.
This is a play, and it's a good one.
Sorry, but I can't take the chance that you're lying.
Okay. Nice. Does Jakar kill this guy? Certainly looked like he tried.
Ambassador, it was the only way to disable the pain givers. I had to hit them as hard as possible.
Nice.
And you didn't enjoy it in the least.
I didn't say that. What are you going to do with Tapari?
I'm gonna send him somewhere piece by piece.
Well, well, you're finally awake.
You missed your deadline. Most unfortunate.
But to make up for it, I went ahead and deposited a substantial amount of money to your personal account back home.
They'll think that you...
They will kill me.
Yes, they will, won't they?
Run.
I'm safe because the commission was yours alone, and they're so scandalized by your actions that they just as soon forget the whole thing ever happened.
Except for the part about killing him.
Nice.
With luck, they may never find you. But if they do, you will know pain.
And you will know fear.
And then you will die. Have a pleasant flight.
Ambassador, enjoying the last day of the festival?
More than you could possibly imagine. Good day.
Jakar.
I can't believe how quiet it's been the last day or so.
Oh my god.
You sure you have to go?
Oh, it's just for a few days. I have to make a survey run through the Deneb sector by next Tuesday or I lose the commission. So have you figured out yet what you're going to do for a demonstration of Earth's dominant belief system?
And I don't know how I'm going to top them in Bari rituals. Bells, drums, robes, and little pieces of fruit.
Red fruit?
Yeah.
And was there a serious exchange of looks?
Yes.
You're married.
It also doubles as a marriage ceremony, depending on how seriously anyone took it. Somebody got married the other day.
Man, they're setting up some shit here.
Jeff, you think we'll get it right this time?
Who cares? Let's have a hell of a fun time trying.
Exactly what sort of demonstration does he have planned?
Unknown, he wouldn't even tell us. Just said it would showcase Earth's dominant police system.
I don't hear any drums.
Or bells.
I love all of the assistants.
We're all set. If you'll come this way.
This will be interesting to see what they...
This is Mr. Harris. He's an atheist. Father Crisanti, a Roman Catholic. Mr. Hayakawa, a Zen Buddhist. Mr. Rashid, a Muslim. Mr. Rosenthal, an Orthodox Jew. Of the Aglala Sioux faith. Father Papopoulos, a Greek Orthodox. Ojijiko of the Igbo tribe.
It's awesome.
Ms. Nkrumah, a Bantu. Ms. Chang.
I love it.
Mr. Blacksmith, an Aborigine. Ms. Yamamoto, a Shinto.
That's Earth.
Mr. Go, a Hindu. Ms. Nkrumah.
Awesome. Really, really cool. All right, everybody, we just got done watching the 5th episode of the 1st season of Babylon 5, The Parliament of Dreams, and the only thing left to do is talk about it. All right, everybody, we just got done watching the 5th episode of the 1st season of Babylon 5 entitled The Parliament of Dreams. Risks. I mean, I'm talking major league risks, major league gambits, really, by this creative team. I mean, anytime you bring up religion, that's a hot topic. You've got to be very careful where you tread on that, especially when you're bringing, now, again, like made-up religions, like science fiction-based religions, like they're talking about Delenn's religion, things that have just kind of originated with your fiction. You know, that's still nebulous. You know, if it shows any similarities to an earthborn religion, you know, then you might ruffle some feathers in that respect. But then to incorporate all of the religions of Earth, well, then you're just inviting, you know, somebody to compare or feel insulted or feel slighted because they weren't mentioned. You know, I mean, it's, again, it's something that is very risky. It's very risky. Same reason bringing up politics, you know, bringing up religion. These are things where if no matter how kind of neutral you are in your delivery, you run a higher risk. This is the best way to say it. You run a higher risk of upsetting someone. You know, upsetting some member of your audience is going to take, you know, they're going to be insulted by something that you maybe erroneously or, I mean, you don't even mean to do it. You know, you just kind of stumble into some faux pas. And again, it's one of those third rails. You know, you shouldn't do it. You shouldn't bring it up. And if you do bring it up, you better damn well be an established property when you do so, because then you have a fan base. You know, you've got somebody that can say, oh, that's not what they really meant. You know, supporters. You have somebody that can come in and kind of defend you and say, oh, well, they may have screwed this up, but, you know, they've gotten these things right in the past. The 5th episode in, you might have some fans, but you don't have anybody that's willing to, you know, fall on a sword for you yet, I don't think. And that's very, very bold to bring in religion again, because we had religion in the 2nd episode when dealing with the afterlife. You know, those were, we had a philosophical debate about what happens after the body expires and the soul is released. I mean, that is incredibly risky to bring shit like that up at the beginning of a series. The beginning. If somebody smells that the wrong way and goes, what are they going to just talk about religion the whole time? You could turn off a bunch of people. Or again, somebody could misinterpret something that you didn't even mean to state that way. And you build up a lot of false animosity, and you basically painted a bullseye on yourself like, hey, I'm a target if you need to shoot somebody. Risky. I mean, there's a lot of creatives and a lot of teams that whenever they were, especially, you know, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, when they were establishing new shows, it was sort of an unwritten mandate that you don't bring up politics or religion initially. You know, you let that shit work itself out. Like, you don't say, hey, here's our protagonist. They are from this party, a political party. They worship this religion, or they don't worship this religion, or they don't believe in a higher power. Immediately, if they associate your new character with any of those types of things, you can alienate people that are in a different political party, a different religious structure, and it's bold as hell. I mean, it really, really is, because they didn't just kind of brush past religion. Oh no, they were like, let's have a whole episode on religion. I mean, it's crazy. It's so crazy. I love it. I mean, you talk about the balls on these folks. Crazy. And that's great. I mean, that immediately endears me to this creative team, because as soon as I see somebody that's like, fuck it, man, let's go, I love that shit. That means that you are fearless. If you are willing to take these risks in episodes 2 and 5, what are you going to do in episode 50? You can only elevate the risks that you take from this point forward. It's not like you're going to tone it back. If you get away with a risk in episode 2 and 5, that just makes you want to be riskier, because that is where the creativity lies. No one talks about this shit, but we are. And then if you get away with it, what else can we talk about? Oh, that opens up a whole can of narrative worms that I love. That's great, great shit, friends. Really, really strong stuff. Not to mention, this episode too, with the G'Kar assassination plot, was fantastic. We learned a ton of stuff about G'Kar's homeworld, about the I'm gonna absolutely butcher. I'm not even gonna try it. The Assassin's Guild. Also what this did for us, and I'm hoping that these characters stick around. It looks like they are. Everybody got a veer. Everybody, all of our major ambassadors got their seconds to kind of come in. That is an awesome dynamic that increases our ability to kind of play with these embassies. You know what I mean? If you're looking at the ambassador and the assistant as like an embassy, like G'Kar said, this is a foreign soil, diplomatic immunity and all that. It starts to play into a ton of different things that you can do at this point. I mean, you can have Romeo and Juliet shit, you can absolutely have traitorous behavior. You can have surrogates for the ambassadors, so you can have representatives in 2 places at once. It really fleshes out and really kind of takes the shackles off of the narrative team if they need to have like a specific representative. Like they need a Centauri here, or they need a Narn here, and they need Minbari here, but they also need a Minbari over here. Okay. You got 2 people now that we've established, and we know that they carry a specific weight, at least with the ambassadorial and diplomatic wing of everything. My God. And this is episode fucking 5. The other thing I can't believe that they started essentially a relationship. I mean, again, in more modern shows, this took place back in the 90s. So we're looking, 20, 30 years back. To place the context of that into that specific time period. And then you are going to promote your protagonist, who I said, we need more on Sinclair. We need more on Sinclair. Give me more on Sinclair. They said, okay. Open the fire hose, take a drink. Now we have the Catherine come in, and Catherine and he have this very, almost like a just physical born relationship, but not. It's incredibly complex. They knew each other in the academy. It's obvious they probably started as either classmates or friends. It seems like they fought in the war together, and we know that Sinclair was on the front line because Garibaldi told him that, hey, I fought in the war too, but I wasn't on the front line. I saw my fair share of action, but, unlike you, I wasn't on the front line, or the line, he said. And so we can assume that if they were in the war together, they were both on the line, both experiencing, I guess, the frontline horrors of the Earthling Minbari War. Incredibly interesting stuff. And then we have this on and off again, like this time next year type of affair, I guess. It's like sometimes they meet each other, but, we had a Carolyn mentioned, oh, how's Carolyn? Oh, we broke up, and then sometimes when they would meet, Catherine would be with somebody. And then when they did have the opportunity to do something, it never worked out. They lived together for a year, but then that didn't work out. And now they're back and they're doing a dance. And it's almost like they're in a cycle, and they both recognize the cycle, and they both recognize that the cycle ultimately ends poorly. And they do it anyway, because that is realistic. I mean, I think, again, incredible risks being taken here, because to do this poorly and to present that relationship between Jeff and Catherine incorrectly, one of them is going to come off inadvertently. One of them will come off looking the worse for this kind of admission. You know, if you have somebody that, I think that's kind of cool too. And the narrative team knows that. That's why they said, no, last time you left. No, it was you that left last time. So we as the audience can't assign blame. Not that we would ever do that, but you know, if you just hear that, you kind of just subconsciously assign blame. Oh, she left last time. Oh, he left last time. Oh, he's the one that why it didn't work the last time. Oh, she's the one why it didn't work the last time. But because they were like, maybe you're right. No, I guess you're right. One of us left. Who cares? Each of us have done it in the past. So they immediately level the playing field with this kind of, you know, non-traditional relationship. And again, you are working from a position that you are making this more difficult for yourselves. You're like, you know what? We could have this as a long lost love, and she just shows up and they hit it right off, because that's the way the majority of shows would do it. Like, oh, we had a great relationship, but we had to break up because work got in the way, or the war, or something like that. And now we found each other again, and we can feel those old feelings. That's the easy way to tell this story. The hard way is, we've been doing this shit for a while. It's never worked out, and you're going to watch us do it again. And we've warned you. We have said to the audience, you know, via conversations with each other, this hasn't worked out. We are not good at this. We haven't learned yet how to make this work. Now we haven't learned. Have we learned anything since the last time? We don't know. You know, that Catherine and Jeffrey don't know. The audience certainly doesn't know. Let's do it again. I think that is fantastic stuff. Again, just incredible narrative bravery by this creative team to be able to be like, you know what, let's just fucking go for it. Let's go for it. You know, let's make this a really kind of effed up relationship that really doesn't have a whole lot it's built on other than quicksand and regret. And let's roll it back and give it another shot. It's really fun. This is a really fun show to get into, because I keep getting shocked by the things that they're doing, and I'm incredibly intrigued by the world building that they're doing here too. And thank God, I think that this episode is where I was finally understanding. I'm finally getting into the shoes and the headspace of Sinclair. I'm getting it now. You know, we've got this guy who's basically, you know, a risk taker. He's looking for that adrenaline rush. He's looking for that life and death situation, sort of like how he felt in the war, you know, trying to recapture that, you know, not really sure how he's supposed to live his life, how he's supposed to be safe, how he's supposed to keep himself safe, you know, without that thrill. And then you've got this relationship that they're bringing in. You know, the more that they, the initial first 3 episodes, they didn't really describe Sinclair that much. And now I was like, we need more. And now that we're learning more about Jeffrey, I'm like, this guy's pretty fucked up. Friends, if you can do me a favor, hit that like button, smash that subscribe, ring that bell for notifications, and you'll be alerted next time we go live with Babylon 5 or any of our sci-fi fare. And of course, if there's anything that we do that you would like earlier in its full-length format, the link to our Patreon is in the description. But my dear friends, all that is then and this is now, and now it's time to say goodbye. So where should we say goodbye from? Well, there's numerous places we could say goodbye from. You know, the riskiest, the narrative team said, place the risk in front of us. All one of these religious ceremonies, or the presentation of Earth's different religions via their surrogates and their, you know, as presented by Jeffrey Sinclair. You know, we could say goodbye from all of those places. But you know what? I say we say goodbye from the center of the station of Babylon 5. I don't even know if we know where that is, but the very center of this station, because I want to stand and put my arms out and feel this entire world around us, built from the center of Babylon 5 out. Because friends, this is a risky place. This is a place that's not scared. This is a place that is bold. And friends, I can't wait to see how they tell this story. Until such time as we get the next chapter, Vulcan roll, and I'll see you.